Most people believe that a diet plan is the most boring and restrictive thing that you can do to lose body fat, but it's normally because you've been setting it up wrong this whole time. I made a few small tweaks to my own diet and it helped me get into photo shoot shape in less than 90 days. So in this video, I'll show you the steps to take to make your diet work for you rather than against you, helping you to get in shape faster than ever before. So there's really three key things that you need to know. First thing being the variety trap, which basically means that people think they need more choice. I can't stick to a diet. I hate eating the same stuff over and over again, says John, who gets his sausage, beans and cheese melt from Greg's every single morning on his way to work. It's a little trap that you tell yourself. You often think that you need to have loads of different things. You say, I can't eat the same food over and over again, but you do, but they're just the foods that you're picking right now just aren't doing you no favors. If you're gonna follow a diet and actually stick to it long enough to see a proper change, you actually need to make less choices throughout your day. You ain't got to think about what more you can eat and different foods you can eat every single day. You need to think about less things and just focus on doing it. Look at it in an everyday scenario. For me, I wake up every morning, I open my wardrobe and I'll be like, right, what am I going to wear today? And I always gravitate towards the same 5 t-shirts that are on the right hand side of my wardrobe because they're plain black, they go with everything, they fit nicely, and I ain't got to worry about it. So within 30 seconds, I've gone from thinking about all these different clothes that I can wear to just wearing the same t-shirts. It becomes almost like an automated process. You don't really think about it, you just open it and you go towards the same ones. You've got to try and do the same thing with your diet. You've got to be able to wake up in the morning and just know what you're eating, what you've got to prep, what you've got to put on your shopping list, and just get it. The less things that you've got to think about day to day, the more likely you are to be able to actually stick to the diet for long enough to get a return from it. So your first step, your first action, has got to be to shortlist the foods that you don't mind eating on repeat. For me, I like a couple of versatile foods, so I like to have mince daily, because mince, you can have it either just minced beef, you can make it into a burger, you can squash them into meatballs. Potatoes, you can either bake them in the microwave, you can make them into chips and put them into the air fryer, you can mash them. I love rice, put some chicken stock and some peppers or something in there, beautiful. Make a list and make those your staple foods that you build your entire diet around. Now, before we do move on to step number 2, down in the description below, I've created some free tools for you to use to make your life easier. I've got a 30-day playbook, which will break down how to diet, how to reverse diet, and how to sustain your progress over the course of 30 days. There's a roadmap template where you can map out your diet so you sort of know where you should be at each point of the year to be on track to hitting your target. And there's also your first 4 weeks of your transformation mapped out for free. So you know exactly what calories to aim for, how many steps, what cardio, it's all done for you. So if you do need additional help, it's all free of charge. It's all down below in the description. Click the link, grab yourself a freebie. So number 2 is the 70-30 plate. So building a diet that actually suits your life and it's built for real life scenarios. 9 times out of 10 a diet fails because it's not built with fluidity in mind. It's all well and good when life is normal, when you've got a normal day-to-day scenario, but when you have to work late or you've got something coming up, if your diet plan isn't built to be a bit flexible, you're going to struggle. And on the other side of the coin, if it's built to be too flexible, you've got no structure and you're going to struggle. So it's trying to find the balance of two. So I've built the 70-30 plate to kind of factor both ends. So with the 70-30 plate in mind, you're basically trying to take 70% of your calories per day from a fixed, repeatable source. And then about 30% of your calories come from whatever the hell you want. So for example, if you're eating 2,000 calories per day right now, roughly about 1,400 calories should be on autopilot, things that you don't really have to think about, they're just there, you can grab, you can go. And then about 600 calories can come from whatever you want, whether that's another meal, whether you save it for snack, you're trying to split it into 2. So what I've found to be the best and most preferred approach for me, for clients, is to have 2 breakfast options, 2 lunch options, 1 snack/protein top up for the day, and then 1 flexi evening meal. So based on a 2,000 calorie diet, it'll be 500 calories for breakfast, 500 for lunch, 400 in your snack or protein top up, and then 600 for your evening meal. So this is how it could look on a day to day. So breakfast, 2 options could be bacon and egg on toast, or it could be overnight protein oats and some berries. It could, for lunch, be just some chicken and a microwave rice, or it could also be beef mince and potatoes. For your snack or your protein top up, it could be Greek yogurt with protein powder and some fruit. And then 600 calories in your evening can be anything you want as long as it fits within that 600 calories that you've got remaining. So I found this to be the most effective way because it means that your breakfast you haven't got to think about when you first wake up. It's there, you can prep it either the night before or you can make it as soon as you wake up, it's up to you. Your lunch when you're at work or you're busy is prepped and good to go, you haven't got to think about it. Your snack can be had mid-afternoon, again, haven't got to think about it, it's there, good to go. But then at night time, when you sat down with your partner or your mates or you're going out somewhere, you've now got 600 calories left that are spare that you can do whatever you want with because all the other stuff is already taken care of. Your protein's been hit for the most part. You've only got a little bit left to get in your evening meal. So you've got complete flexibility at night time, knowing that the day's taking care of itself pretty much. That is just what I think is the ideal daily setup. You might be someone who prefers to have a flexible breakfast because you might not start work until mid-morning, or you might do shift work and you might start later, so your spare time is in the morning rather than night time. Mix and match it to suit whatever your setup needs, but that is how it could look in an ideal situation, which leads us in nicely to step number 3, which is the safety net. So the idea behind this diet is that it doesn't punish you for being a human being. Normal diets aren't set up for real life scenarios. When a mate says, let's go out for some lunch, or the football's on, the World Cup's on right now as I'm recording this, and someone says, you know what, let's go for a couple of beers and watch the England game. Normal diets don't factor that in, whereas this setup is a bit more like a sliding scale. You can allow for more flexibility when the situation arises. So for example, if you have got plans this weekend, let's say today's Monday, which it is as I'm recording this, and let's just say on Saturday, I've got something going on where I want to be a bit more flexible with my approach. So rather than having your normal 70-30 split that you had in the beginning, you're now going more 40-60 in favor of flexibility. So your normal 2,000 calorie diet is set up as 1,400 calories on your fixed intake and 600 calories on your flexible intake. On the Saturday, when you want to flip it around a little bit, your fixed intake now becomes 800 calories and your flexi becomes 1,200. So this is how your first one was set up that we just seen a minute ago, where you've got like the fixed breakfast, lunch and snack. Now it will just change, but it will simply be the same staple meals, but just taking away the carbs from those meals. So for example, your breakfast has gone from being bacon and eggs on toast to now just being bacon and eggs. And it's gone from being overnight oats and berries to now just being a protein shake. Same for your lunch. Lunch is now a chicken salad or a beef mint salad. Your Greek yogurt is still the same, protein powders in there, maybe a bit of berries, but if not, take them out as well. That way then, you know your protein's still been locked in, your structure overall has still been locked in, but it's giving you now 1,200 calories to play with in the evening, rather than just the usual 600 calories. So your protein stays high, your structure stays locked in and protected, but your flexibility is increased. So it means that whenever you've got something going on, you ain't got to think, oh shit, my diet is now ruined. You just simply think, right, no worries, slide the scale a bit more in the favor of flexi. I'll pull a few calories away from here, here and here to allow more for here. And that's still taken care of. I'm still in my overall allowance, but now I'm living the best of both worlds. Now, if you've applied calorie banking, you've probably got even more to spare and more to play with. I'm not going to cover calorie banking in this video. I will do another video if people want it. It's really useful, so I probably will just do it anyway. But that is effectively the rundown of how to set up your diet and get the best of both worlds. Like I said, this helped me get in photo shoot shape. It's something that I use to this day. I've been doing this now for, I want to say years. I've been following this kind of approach for, and it works. Because I ain't got to think about anything throughout my day. My Asda shop is delivered each week on autopilot. My trolley is the same. And you can even go one step ahead. And we literally, so me and my girlfriend, I have the same breakfast, same lunch, same snack in the afternoon. And then in the evening time, I have like 4 or 5 meals that I have on rotation. So we have turkey burgers and chips one night, we have beef burgers and chips another night, we have a chicken curry that we do each week. We've found a pizza from Asda that we can fit into the allowance that we have pizza and chips on like a Saturday or something. So even with the flexi meals, I haven't got to sit there weighing it all out. I can just be like, right, what we're having tonight, boom, I know what it is. I've already kind of pre-planned it and already worked it out. So you can even go one step ahead, but that is just probably me being a bit of a control freak. Well, that's the way I like to be. It's what I want to do. So hopefully that helps. If it does, please do like, share, subscribe, comment, share, and share with a friend. Don't forget to check out the things down below in the description if you want a freebie to help you out, and I will see you in the next video.